Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me again. Today I'm in the Great River Mountains, or the foothills of the mountains anyway. You can see some of the mountains behind me, but I'm here on a bit of a hill. And just behind me, as I'm standing about 3 meters away, there's a rock bank and then a cliff down probably about 100 odd meters or 150 meters probably to a river. Which is not flowing at the moment, but there are pools of water. But as you can see, we're getting some color in the sky, which really makes me happy. I'm hoping for a bit of reflection on one of the rock pools down below, so that might work. But thanks for joining me again, really appreciate it. Let's see what we can capture today. Maybe there's something worthwhile, and maybe the weather prediction was wrong, which the prediction was for full clouds. I really do think they are wrong. I can see some gaps, and as you can see, there's already a bit of color. But let's see what we can capture. You can see the valley. I'm looking down into the valley. You can just see at the bottom left there's you can just see the river in this image, and then some color in the sky, and then there's a gorge, or a poort as we call it here, with actually a road leading through it. It's like a gap in the mountains. So both sides of the gap, it's still the Groot River, or the Great River Mountain, and the river down below is the Great River. But it's only great when it's in flood, and that happens maybe once, or if you're lucky, twice a year. But overall, beautiful area. A bit of a climb to get here, especially in the dark. There's no footpath or anything, and lots of loose rocks and so on. But it's all part of the adventure, and what a beautiful place. Birds tweeping around. The odd car in the distance, which you might be able to hear. The road is probably about 800 meters from here. My first composition for the morning. Not perfect. I'm still looking for some slightly better foreground interest, but we do have this rock in front. It's actually at the side, at the edge of the cliff, with some small bushes on it, and then of course mountains in the background, and the colors and the clouds that are starting to form. So it looks like we are actually going to get a sunrise this morning, surprisingly. Prediction said cloud cover, solid cloud cover, but I will take this, not complaining. Even with the color just starting in the sky, I actually quite like this composition. The foreground is a bit messy with this bush in the foreground, but I think the rock, the flat rock, actually makes it interesting. And then of course you can just, it's still very dark, but you can just start to see the river in the distance, and then of course the first color in the sky. This is a 30-second exposure, so there's still a bit of movement in the clouds. You can see they're quite soft, but I think that actually adds to the character of the image. But yes, a good start to the morning, with lots of promise in the clouds. Hopefully there will be some more color. There's a slight variation of the first composition. I've moved slightly to the right, so I only have the one bush in the foreground. I think it'll be better if I can slightly put it more towards the bottom third. Then I also get the little pool of water down below. Not sure if we're going to get much of a reflection in there. It's rather far away and small, but it adds some interest to the image. Colors in the sky are changing rapidly, so I need to capture some images, and I'm really hoping that the cloud cover won't become 100%, because it looks like it's happening at the moment. But we can live in hope. But I think this image definitely does have potential. Foreground interest, the rock, the bush, and then in the bottom left hand corner that nice little pool, and then the river that leads you into the image towards the mountain and the colorful sky. With the sun now a bit higher in the sky, we're really getting some beautiful colors on the horizon where the sun's going to rise. In the dip in the mountain, beautiful yellow to orange colors. And then of course the clouds up higher are beautifully lit up, some orange reddish with some blue in there as well. And of course the reflected light from the clouds is now lighting up the whole area. You can see the river pools are lighting up, and the rock in the foreground as well is getting a bit of color now. Overall, it's definitely getting better. We can only hope for a bit more. I'm not totally happy with the bush on the right hand side in the foreground that is slightly cut off, but I couldn't crop that any differently, because just on the other side of the bush there's a rather ugly, dirty road, or dirt road I should say, that I really didn't want in this image. Oh, beautiful. Look at those colors. We're really getting a bit of a light show here this morning. I've moved slightly closer to the edge of the cliff. I'm now about one point something meters away from it, trying to get a bit more of the reflection in the river, but it's too far. It might work with a telephoto lens, but then I will lose a lot of the sky, but maybe I'll try that just now. But yes, overall nice colors in the sky. Got a reasonable composition here, I think, and let's get a few variations shot. Now we have the sky really lit up nicely, beautiful patterns and colors in the sky. Also, I love the way the shape of the clouds are very similar to the shape of the mountain range. Beautiful. Also, the reflection in the river is starting to build up nicely. I still don't like the bush on the bottom right hand side, but at least it's not really cut. It's right on the edge, but it's not really cut off. But as you'll see in the next image, I cropped differently and I tried to get rid of it completely. But I haven't seen a light show like this for quite a while. Really beautiful. Overall, love the image, love the colors, the very saturated colors. And by the way, I haven't added any saturation to this image. Mother Nature's work all the way. Wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sky. I haven't seen a sky like this for a while. I'm really glad I made the effort this morning in spite of the bad weather prediction. So I'm really happy with it. Also getting a very nice reflection now in the pool, bottom left hand corner. So and over in the distance there's a tiny piece of the river as well that you can see. But really this is gorgeous. Well, the colors are now even more gorgeous than the previous image, and I absolutely love the way the reflection is starting to build in the river or the pool below. Again, this landscape format is maybe not perfect. Still the bush on the right hand side and a bit of a bush on the left hand side that I don't really love, but the colors in the sky absolutely make up for that. That's gorgeous. And the glow on the horizon has changed also. So, but you'll see I did crop this image differently as well into a more portrait format, getting rid of the bushes on the sides, and overall I think this is the image that I really prefer. The rock in the foreground anchoring the image, leading little piece of river leading you into the rock pool with a beautiful reflection, and then the river leading you up into the middle of the image, into the sky, and the beautiful explosion of light above the horizon in the clouds. Overall, best capture of the day, I think. Well, this is my final attempt before the light faded. You see, it's basically the same composition as the previous image, but what I did change is I actually zoomed in a bit. Optical zoom, I went from about 20 millimeters to about 28 millimeters, just trying to get rid of the bushes on the side as well, and I think it works pretty well. Still have some reflection in the river below on the pool, and then leading your eye into the image, still the river, and then the beautiful light on top. I've lost a bit of the clouds at the top due to zooming in, but I think overall this is a more pleasant composition, even though there's nothing anchoring the foreground. The midground does anchor you with a reflection in the pool. So I think, I'm not sure if this or the previous image is my preferred image of the shoot today. What do you think? I would love to hear your opinions. Well, the colors are now starting to fade. The reflection is basically gone, but probably lasted 5 to 8 minutes, but a really spectacular light show. Was worth it. But it's interesting how short the light show is this time of the year. We have a very short dawn and dusk period where the sun is on the horizon. Mid-autumn, I should say. Overall I'm really happy with what I managed to catch here this morning. So far anyway. I think we're still going to get a bit of nice light, but maybe not the spectacular light in the sky. So I've got maybe one more composition in mind that I'm going to shoot just with some side light. But overall, really happy with the shoot so far this morning. Well, I think that's a wrap, as they say. As you can see in the background, the colors are now fading. There's almost nothing left. I was hoping for some side light, but no, I think the cloud cover is way too solid higher up. We just had a tiny gap on the horizon. That's why the light show only lasted a few minutes. But I'm really happy with what I got, specifically with the reflection and the pool down below. I think I can make that work. Now, people always say, why do you need more megapixels, more megapixels? But this morning, I'm glad I've got plenty megapixels, because I think I'm going to need to crop one or two of those images to make the water appear a bit larger, or more prominent, I should say. So I'm really glad I've got enough megapixels. You can never have too many megapixels unless your computer is slow. But thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching this far. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below. You can also contact me via Redbubble or directly via a message. If you're interested in any of the images, please contact me or look at the Redbubble site. I'll be doing at least one image from this shoot this morning. I'll be doing a limited edition 25 print. I think there are 2 images only in the last month that have actually made the limited print quality, but I'm pretty sure I captured one this morning. Anyway, by now you would have seen it. If you like it, please let me know. Please subscribe. Please like the video if you haven't done so already. And I hope to see you in my next episode. Not sure where I'll be, but it'll be somewhere in the bush. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.